Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mark Isaac Potter Presents. We have the honor today with visiting a major person in the business community who's helping businesses be more effective, make more money, and do it in a nurturing way. I'm, of course, talking about Lynnea Hagen, who's got a best-selling book. She's got a free ebook. She's a pathfinder. She's got a lot of education, and we're just honored to have her with us. Lynnea, thank you so much for being on the show. I really
Thank you
appreciate
for having me. Thank you. I love talking to you, Mark. We could go on all day.
it. And we did a show, folks, just a few minutes ago, and we got through one question out of 10. So we're both chatterboxes, I guess. So are you going to talk a little bit about the introduction of your biosystem first?
I am just kind of to get people grounded on where we are.
Yeah. Okay.
In the last show, I went over very briefly the biosystem of success and joy, because you see at the top there's a little man dancing. You know, there's the vision. When you reach the vision, then you experience joy. As long as all this other stuff is taken care of, especially the roots. Um, and we'll be talking more about the roots. Those are the things that are all part of who you are and the world you live in, and how you can either be fed by them or led by them. You know, it's kind of like hanging out with the fire lighters, the fire extinguishers. That's just part of it. So,
Okay.
so
And
today we're going to be continuing on the topic of purpose, which is
yes,
everything hangs off that, and it goes into the roots, and the health of the fruit and the tree above is dependent on the health of the trunk of the tree, and that's really fed or bled by the roots. So we're going to continue to talk about that.
okay. So in that pursuit, how easy is it for you to define your deep purpose for living?
We talked about that a little bit in the last show. Um, you know, I said, it can be simple, but it's not simplistic. I mean, it does take a lot of digging into who you are, what gives you pain. Um, as we talked, there's, you have what gives you the biggest pain. If you've got pain, and most of it has to have, a lot of pain that makes up our life. I know I have. But
Me
inside
too.
that, and here's the beauty and the hope, is that there's a kernel of your highest purpose that can grow as part of that. But we have to dig into sometimes our pain in order to get there. And so the part of the first question is, what is the biggest threat that I see or I feel that, if not eliminated, could destroy the planet and the people?
Yeah.
It's called a terror threat, the threat to the land, the threat to the earth.
Okay. Okay.
And for some people, it could be lack of health, health
Yeah.
care.
Okay.
It could be hate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, hate goes down into a deeper place. It goes into honoring the sacredness of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, there could be a number of things. And so, what is the opposite of that? Well, hate is
Yes.
love. So your purpose is
Yes.
found in that.
Yes.
So your purpose is found in not in defining hate, let's say, and turning that around into something that now inspires you, which is love, and it's the opposite. And that's how, in our part of the world, and who we are, we can make a difference that can impact our families and our communities and go out to the world. You can be very,
And
very powerful.
yeah, and I also think that not necessarily being the United States, but being a developed country does cause other third world and second world countries to look at us for examples. And if they see that our business community and our personal community is starting to care more, be more nurturing, be not as, malicious and things that have happened in the past, then they'll start doing that too, especially if they see that it's in business, it's profitable to do that. We talked about that already. So
Yeah, we did, and so, but discovering your purpose is only one part of it. And there's a book by my mentor and one of the greatest teachers in the world, I think, Dr. Lance Secretan. Is called "The Spark, the Flame, and the Torch." And when we can answer the three questions: Why am I here? What am I going to do while I'm here? How am I going to be? That lights the spark that then lights the torch that we carry out to our families and our communities. And then it's not the flame, and then that lights the torch that can be carried out to a bigger area. So we have a great responsibility to have a big purpose of doing something to change the world. And
absolutely.
With the True Purpose Institute, Tim Kelly is an amazing organization, and there I've done some studying briefly with him as well. Their purpose is to change the world, is to make a more loving, enlightened world.
Yes.
And it doesn't inspire you. I don't know what does. So that's it's a spark within us that can light the flame for our community and our families, and then that lights the torch that illuminates a bigger area.
Very nice, very beautiful. Now, can you tell us again your mentor's name and his or her book?
Dr. Lance Secretan. It's SECRE, like a secretary. TAN. SECRETAN. And you can go to secretan.com. And I'm a certified pathfinder to help organizations and people find their path to the highest good, the highest purpose, and the highest piece of what they can do and be in this world.
And what is the name of his Secretan's book again, please?
Oh, he's got many.
Which one would you recommend?
The Spark, the Flame, and the Torch. Well, the first book that I got and I read of his just knocked me out, and it's called Inspire: What Great Leaders Do. But he has oh gosh, in fact I contributed a chapter to one of his books. But The Spark, the Flame, and the Torch is the one that I referenced.
Okay.
But you go to his website or go on Amazon, you'll see he has like 20 different books out.
Wow.
And one is just as amazing and inspiring as the next.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to manage to get to question number 3. Made you laugh. What are the processes for deeply defining and discovering your purpose? What are the processes for deeply defining and discovering your purpose?
Well, I think we kind of touched on that already. Is asking that deep question. What do you believe and deeply feel is the greatest threat to the planet and people? That if not eliminated, serves to threaten the very existence of everything.
I frankly don't think it can be said enough. I mean, it's just, we need this kind of thing. So how does having a higher purpose impact a business or an organization?
Well, let me just put it this way. Can you imagine working someplace where they have a purpose to provide health for everyone in the world?
Jeez.
No person left behind.
Yes.
There are organizations that have that. I mean, they are there to heal all parts of everybody. They can't do that right away. But that's something that's inspiring, and to be part of an organization like that is inspiring to the people who work there. It lifts everybody up. It's, that's like the tide that raises all boats.
Well, I especially think of organizations that help children, like International Rescue and St. Jude's. I try to give a small donation every month if I can, because children, just, I have a heart for children, and, you know, children with cancer, give me a break. That's just such a touching thing that needs
Well,
to be.
yeah. I have a child that's been through cancer and just
Oh yeah, it's
and yeah, yeah, it's horrible. Think you're watching a child die.
yeah.
Um,
I
but the whole
Go ahead.
thing is, about purpose is a journey of transformation that can transform our organization and the people within. Now, the organization can have a purpose, a high purpose that it defines, and the president, the CEO, the leaders can have their own. And if they can, help nurture that with everybody within the organization. So what it means for the entire organization is that people want to be there. It becomes a place
Yeah,
that values humanity and
right.
values them. It becomes a place where they want to do the best work. They're not just filling, it's not just butts and seats where they're looking for the next high paying job.
Right,
People
right.
they say that people don't leave companies, they leave managers. And so if they can
Yeah,
get everybody in the company kind of on the same place, on the same page with it, they are more caring, if nothing else, and then really effective at doing the job. It makes a huge difference in the
yeah.
organization.
No, a huge difference. And as you said in the other show, retention, it's very expensive to replace people, and
Yeah, it is
retention is
very,
important.
it's retention is huge. And the thing is, when you have a place, and I can feel it if I walk into like a sandwich shop or something, I can feel and I listen to what the employees are saying, and whether it's a good place to work or not.
Yeah,
And their
yes.
attitudes go affect the clients, the
Well,
customers.
in some places, the employees will even say to the customer, it's things that I wouldn't even repeat on the air about their company. So,
Right.
yeah.
Richard Branson he just has so much success. And he says that the most important person in your business is not the customer, it's your employees.
Oh, I'll be darned. Okay.
Because it's on them that all the productivity, the
Yeah.
attitude, the
Yeah.
customer service.
Yep. Yep. And they notice things. The frontline people don't have enough permission or authority to go to their supervisor and say, I noticed this, I noticed that, we could make this better. And have that, first of all, it's not, used to be not allowed very much.
Right.
And if you told the supervisor, he or she certainly wasn't going to tell anybody up the ladder. And that person out in the front line, because I've been that blue collar and white collar person on the front
Right.
lines, knows things that you don't see. You, as an upper manager, you don't see. And you need to know those things. So you need to say, look, you've got an idea. If you notice something, please share it with the group. So I
And
have a longer,
allow
go
everyone
ahead.
to speak their truth, even if that not be something you want to hear.
Yeah. And, you don't have to go overboard with it, but the frontline people, I'll say it again, the frontline people see things about the business, the way it's being done. Or maybe the customer says, I wish you guys had pickles for this sandwich. That's a very simple thing. And
Exactly.
if you get no, I'm serious. And if you get like
I believe you.
if you get two people a week that come into your Subway
Yeah.
franchise and say, I wish you guys had pickles, you ought to consider buying pickles, you know? And maybe even there's a thing in marketing where one person saying something means 10,000 people want it. Put it in your next ad. We've got pickles. I mean, it sounds silly, but you could make a silly commercial that would include it. So I'm very passionate about what you're passionate about. I want to ask you a more
I like
complicated
pickles too, Mark.
I want to ask you a more complicated question about the impact in a business or an organization. And we may have already covered this, but if you can just be gracious if I'm repeating something here. Are you saying the CEO of the company is interacting with the employees with a higher purpose? Or are you saying the entire company has a higher purpose? And how does that impact the performance?
Well, I think we covered that already. I think the CEO is, I mean, it should be an inverted pyramid. The CEO should be the bottom of everybody else should be at the top,
Yes.
and the CEO at the bottom, and he's absorbing everything and pushing it forward. So the CEO has their own purpose, and they need to individualize and personalize for their own role and who they are, and the same for every employee. The organization highest purpose, or true purpose, is something that should inspire everybody. So it starts there first, because that's the enclosure for everyone, kind of.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about an organization like Greenpeace. They're working tirelessly. I'm always amazed at how much very specific hard work they do out in the middle of the ocean. This one man was on a boat, on the outside of the boat, hanging onto a pole, trying to interact with another boat that they were trying to stop or affect in some way. And I just said to myself, these people are doing work that is very hard to do, that takes a lot of skill to try to save the planet. And I wish more people would listen to them and fund them. So anyway, number 5, how does knowing your highest purpose impact your life?
It's something that I mentioned about the why be do. Why am I here? How am I going to be while I'm here? For me, I'm going to be a loving person that honors the sacredness of people and the planet. And what am I going to do? I'm going to, be a coach. I'm going to be a friend. I'm going to be, a member. I volunteer. There's different things that I do that can carry that forward into the world.
Okay.
Can you imagine somebody discovering this and bringing it home and working with their children around it? Now, this has been taught to children. In fact, it impacts the test scores. When children are through the schools, they can be brought through this whole thing about higher ground leadership.
Yes, my follow-up question was going to be about the person who's being impactful and purposeful, of how it affects their family and their friends. So could you please say more about that?
It does impact their family and friends, because this is where your energy is going.
Yeah.
We're
trying to get it to ripple out into the world.
We're the pebble. How can I be that pebble that causes the ripples?
Yes.
And that's basically what it comes down to, just that one little pebble right here.
Yeah.
And you just live at a higher level, the way you treat people. It's, I was raised in really a judgmental and prejudiced environment.
Okay.
My parents were very loving. But I think it was part of maybe the time in which I was born. I mean, I grew up in the 50s. And so it's something that becomes ingrained. And I think what made me search for my higher purpose is, number one, what's the meaning of all the stuff I've been through in my life? And number two, I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable being that way. I was uncomfortable being cynical. I was uncomfortable feeling any kind of prejudice.
Yeah.
I was uncomfortable judging others. Does that mean that that stuff just doesn't flow through me? It does. Because you cannot be totally loving every single second.
Yeah.
But that is your purpose, and it keeps drawing me forward.
Yes.
And I think it just, for me, it makes me feel more complete. It makes me happier. And I feel like I have a spine.
Yeah, very good. Very nice. Yes. I want to stop a little bit and talk about your book. These things that we're talking about are in your books. You have how many books have you written?
I've co-authored four. I have one of my
Okay.
own.
Okay. And
That's a
you tell us
book.
more. We didn't talk too much in the first show about your book. Tell us the title. Tell us what we can expect to find in that book, those kind of things.
Well, I wish I had a copy of it.
Okay.
I should have a bunch of copies of books
You can
where
get
I've,
one in
contributed.
Amazon, right? Can we get your book at Amazon or not?
You can actually.
Okay.
It's Lynnea Hagen. You have to search my name. Lynnea
Yes.
Hagen on stuckness.
Okay.
140 insights and tips to get unstuck, get going, and get what you want. And I happen to find
Okay.
these. I don't know if you can see this. These are my tips.
No.
Well,
Okay.
you
We
can't see
can't see it
the.
too well, but
Oh,
yeah.
it's a chart, and that was what I went through to put all the book together by chapters and stuff like that. And it goes into the roots actually, and it goes into purpose.
Okay.
And so it's little vignettes, and then there's a place to kind of write and reflect on each one.
Okay.
And people come to me and said they really love it, and they use it kind of like a diary on how to grow and move better through their own life and be more impactful.
Okay. I love that. I love that.
It's very simple, it's simple, but it's not simplistic. Just finding your purpose.
No,
Well, I
no.
mean, each
Yeah,
one of
just like
these
women.
exactly. Each one of these little
Yeah.
insights and tips. I mean, it's kind of like you can say, oh, I mean, I've read books where I just read one page and I have to close it up and say, oh wow, there's lots to think about there. So
Well, that's kind of fun. It could be a bedside
it could
book
be.
that when famous people like Zig Ziglar like to spend time in the morning quiet, just getting centered, which is a
Hmm.
big deal with me. And you could have that book on your bedroom, side table and maybe look at one tip and then meditate on it or think about it while you're making breakfast or something, and it would empower your day more. Thanks to
Actually,
you.
I will give you the link. I don't have it here, but I
Yeah.
will
Give
send
us
it
the link and we'll put it
out.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Give
will.
us the link and
I
we'll
can.
put it
People
up.
can get it for free. Get the ebook
Okay. Oh,
that they
really?
can
Okay.
download. Yeah,
Wonderful news. Okay.
yeah.
Very wonderful. Okay. How does purpose impact your passion and path forward?
Passion. In fact, what the work that I'm doing now is people that are attracted to me, people I want to work with, are leaders who are ready to exchange stuckness for passion. And purpose purpose is the great igniter of passion, of who you are and what you do.
Okay.
But sometimes you have to
Can you
give
say more about
people those
that?
roots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the inspiration.
Okay.
It's the inspiration. It's not motivating to do something. It is inspiring you. It's motivation pushes and inspiration pulls. It comes from the word inspirare, which means to breathe out.
Okay.
And
Give us that again slower. That's
okay,
beautiful. Give us that again slower.
which piece? So I forget sometimes what I
The
say.
inspiration and purpose, push and pull, and there's a Latin meaning there.
Their motivation pushes. It's like the carrot. You have to push somebody from behind, to push yourself from behind. I'm not motivated, but you can
Okay.
always be inspired.
Okay.
So motivation pushes,
Okay.
inspiration pulls.
That's beautiful. I honestly don't remember hearing that before. So, and you're saying the word inspired comes from a Latin word that means,
It means inspirare. I think that's it. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Which means to breathe into, to breathe into, and fill up.
okay. All right. Okay. That's wonderful. That's just,
Yeah.
I really like that. If a person feels stuck, personally or professionally, how can finding their true purpose help?
It gets them unstuck.
Say it again.
It gets them
Oh,
unstuck.
okay. Please say more about that.
Well, it does. It pulls you out, and I mean, I was in a long period because my son looked like in the last few years like 4 different times, and I was watching him die, which is a horrible thing. And I really could not focus on doing my work. I had
I
a
didn't
lot
know
of things
that,
to deal
honey.
with, and then I moved
So sorry. Gee whiz.
and
Really? Wow.
and now his partner has stage 4 colorectal cancer, and so we're dealing with that and how to get through that, and actually
Oh my God.
raising funds because they've gone to a place where they can get some cures that are used in other parts of the world but aren't being used in the United States, or
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah.
approved by the AMA or for whatever
Yeah.
reason, but they
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and he's doing great. And so
Okay.
takes a lot of emotional and kind of spiritual energy to move forward in that space.
Yeah.
So I've had to take a hiatus, to tell you the truth, for a few years.
Yeah. Okay.
And now I'm
Now,
back because
has
pardon
that
me?
situation resolved itself or not?
No,
No.
no, it's
Okay.
not. Actually, I've been part of what's taking some of my attention is raising some funds to pay for his cure, and
My
which means that they
goodness.
travel.
I didn't know that. Can we put out something about there? If people want to help, where could they send it?
Oh
I mean,
gosh.
this is not what we were going to do, but I want to help, honey. You tell us where we could send it. Just send it to you. Your phone number and email is going to be up on the screen, probably.
They can actually. My son created. He's incredibly gifted man. He created. I think it's called radiationpunchcard.com, where you can read the story and there are links there. In fact, I'm going to look that up.
Okay, make sure and give that to the technical Jim
I will do
Ducey, our
that.
technical producer, to
I will do that. Let me.
let us know that that's something we need to do. Yeah, that's important. Gee whiz.
It's a. I'm not finding it right now. But it's
Oh,
called
that's okay. Just get
yeah,
with Jim after
I
the
think it's
show.
radiation punch card.
Yeah, get with Jim after the show, and we'll put it up as part of the information for the show. We have about a minute and a half left, so I hesitate to go into the next question. Just what would you say to a person who wants to become a coach? I know you've got like 5 different coaching licenses, but what a beginner could do? How would they go make the first few steps? What would you say to that person?
I would say get a coach
Get a
first.
coach to become a coach? Okay. Okay.
No, yeah, get a coach first,
All right.
and they will help get through some of the things and some of your thoughts and belief systems, and help you bring progress to maybe seeing things more clearly. I'm becoming a
Okay.
certified clarity coach, and
Okay. Uh,
so that's
ladies
probably
and
the first thing I would suggest.
okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been visiting with Lynnea Hagen, who is just an outstanding person, an outstanding human being, a very wise businesswoman, a dear friend of mine for more than 10 minutes. And I just thank you for watching. Thank you for visiting with Lynnea and I during the show. This has been Mark Isaac Potter Presents, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.